Hi, I want to talk through what to do if you have some initial business expenses that you charge to your personal card. So it's really common for business owners when they're first starting their businesses to put a lot of the initial expenses on personal cards because maybe they haven't even set up their business accounts yet. So that is totally fine. We just need to make sure we get those expenses into the books so that you can get the deduction for those business expenses. So I want to go over this because oftentimes the process that's followed to get the expenses in is done incorrectly and it causes some errors. So you want to make sure that if you had those charges on a personal card, you don't come in and enter them here as an expense in the Quick Create, because that will make you choose one of the QuickBooks accounts to categorize that expense to, and that will throw off the balance in these accounts. So there are really two ways that we can account for these expenses. The easiest way is just for the business to reimburse the owner for those expenses. So let's just walk through an example. Let's say that this $2,000 here was a transfer that we did from the business account to the personal account to reimburse that owner for all of the initial expenses that they paid for. So we can click on categorize, and then all we're going to do is go to the split function here. And there is a lesson on how to do a split, so I won't go into it in too much detail, but basically you'll just select the expense account for each one of those expenses and enter the amount until it equals this total amount that you reimbursed yourself. So you're basically just breaking out your reimbursement between the expense accounts, and then once it equals out, you would hit apply and accept. So that's just a way to categorize those expenses easily from the bank feed. And again, you're just doing a transfer from the business account to the personal account to reimburse the owner for those expenses. And then you're categorizing them within QuickBooks. So that is the easiest way to do it. If you're not wanting to reimburse yourself, then a journal entry has to be done to get those expenses into the books. And that really needs to be done by an accountant. So in that case, just get a listing of all of those expenses, maybe on a spreadsheet, and give it to someone that has accounting background. They can do that journal entry for you and enter those expenses into the books. So those are the two options: either reimburse yourself or put together a list and give it to an accountant for them to do a journal entry. And that will get your initial business expenses into the books so that you can get a deduction.